see you in 2 minutes.
Demons. Planet, fuck you! 5 minutes of peace! It's our new record! What's that?
Fuck yeah! Let's fucking do this!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Raw Fury stream. Wouldn't be a Raw Fury stream without a shit ton of technical issues.
Yep.
But here we are. It's been a long time coming, and we're here for a very exciting stream. It's the 1-year anniversary of Tormentor X fucking Punisher.
Yep.
I guess this is probably a good time to warn those of you who are sensitive to profanity, to insane language, to slaughtering demons by the masses, because TXP is brutal. This is an over-the-top bullet hell game where you slaughter a fuck ton of demons on their home planet. Planet fuck you.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. It's gonna be cool. My name is Liam O'Neill, producer and protector of the realm here at Raw Fury, and on my right, your left, I think?
Yep. My name is Liam Mikola. I am the quality assurance guy, aka the Bugs Bane over at Raw Fury.
Bugs Bane. He kills the Banes. No, he kills the Bugs. That's yeah. And somewhere over this way is someone very special indeed, Mr. Jonas Turner. Hello, Jonas.
Yahoo! Hello. Well, hello to all of you.
So do you want to introduce yourself for the stream viewers? Obviously, you're somehow related to the game. Would you like to explain?
So yeah, hello. My name is Jonas Turner, and I am normally a sound designer and voice actor for a bunch of games like Nuclear Throne, Broforce, the Badlands series, Downwell, and so on and so on. And I am the game designer of Tormentor X Punisher, a game that we made with Bo Bliff and Tuukka Stefansson and John Vermilli and Isa and Niilo Takalainen.
Very cool. So what we're going to do here on stream, apart from just celebrating the fact that it's been a year since the game came out. It's on Saturday, I believe, that it's been an actual year since we released. It's crazy to think it's been that long already, but also it felt like an instant classic the moment we released it. So if I can say that and still be humble. So we're going to play the game. We're going to do some co-op on our end. And Jonas, I'd love for you to give us a challenge. And basically what we're going to do is, if we beat the challenge, we're going to give away a Steam key. So if you start us off kind of nice and sweet, choose a score for us. And we're going to see if we can get that score. And if we do, we'll give away a Steam key on chat. Now, if we don't beat any of your challenges during the whole stream, we'll just give away 10 keys or something. Because that'll be really shameful. But I have faith. So what do you think? Where would you like us to start?
Let's see. Let's start with something easy to get it kind of rolling. Let's say 20k. 20k for now.
20k. All right.
He has no faith in us.
I'm gonna start slow, but it's gonna ramp up.
Sounds perfect. So let's turn the sound on here in the game. By the way, to the Twitch chat, if you guys have problems with the audio, if it's hard to hear us, or if the microphone's picking up my silly mechanical keyboard, please let us know and we'll try to solve that. I guess before we dive into this, what is TXP for the uninitiated, Jonas?
Oh, excuse me, what?
So, how would you describe TXP for someone who's never played it before?
Ooh, so Tormentor X Punisher is a very hectic, fast-paced, twin-stick arcade shooter. Imagine something like Smash TV or Robotron or Geometry Wars. It's kind of in the same vein as these games. It's kind of more of a classic shooter, but with modern elements. Yeah. Alright, it's happening.
It's happening. We're gonna get 20k. This is no problem. It's a very good
also,
thing
I did a very
fire.
that was actually a design thing. We were like, should we have friendly fire? And at first we were like, yeah, and then we were like, no, that's actually a horrible idea. I mean, but actually, for multiplayer, we had a deathmatch mode in mind initially, where you would fight against. You could have like a co-op thing like this, and then you would have a mode where you fight against each other, and you have like a small team of your own demons. So you'd have like your player character, and like you had like a bit like Warhammer. You had like points, and you could buy demons with points. Then you would fight against each other with small squads. But that was a bit too. Didn't really, in the end, fit the game, and a bit more extra work, I guess.
We're at 20k.
We got 20k. We're still kicking. Oh no! Oh yeah!
Oh nice! Someone's getting it. Okay.
Boys down. Someone's saying that the game sound is a bit loud, but as soon as we die, we'll mitigate.
Oh, we're surviving.
So we're not really going for power-ups right now at all. I feel like it should be the next one.
Yeah.
Jonas, do you want to talk about the power-ups in the game?
Yeah, sure. Like, I've always been into. I mean, I've skateboarded my whole life, even though I'm not as athletic as I used to be. But I've skateboarded my whole life, and I always kind of wanted to incorporate tricks in a game like this. So instead of like picking up power-ups, I thought about like having a power-up system by pulling tricks in the game. Right. And I was like, okay, well, no, it kind of makes the game more like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but with demons and shooting. What was I saying? Damn.
I never would have guessed that connection, but it makes total sense now that you say it. That's really cool.
Yeah, so indeed, you can gain power-ups by doing various tricks in the game, like bouncing bullets off a wall and killing enemies like that. You will start to gain a power-up called Wally. Right. Or if you shoot through a wizard's bullet and you electrocute enemies and kill enemies like that, you start kind of gaining points into a power-up called Wizard's Hat. So you kind of learn these new skills by pulling various tricks and just experimenting.
Badass.
And originally we had even more power-ups, but then we just decided that too much is too much, and just went kind of through the list of which are actually fun ones, and which are kind of forced, and we just, we ruled it down for like a good compact size of power-ups.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool, so because we beat your first challenge and because we're feeling cocky, we're going to go for another one. But before we do that, since we promised we do a giveaway for each time we beat a challenge, we need to kind of do that now and give away one of our games, which seems silly. And in order to participate, dear Twitch chat folks, all you need to do is to type a certain word in the chat. And the word is going to be skateboard, which is unexpected. Let's see, I think, yes. If you type the word skateboard in the chat right now, you should have a chance to win. So go ahead and drop your skateboard down.
Hey, congratulations. Congratulations, now you have the game.
So, yeah, let's let that take in for a bit, and we'll continue with the next challenge. So we did 20k.
Right.
What do you think, Jonas? What can we do?
Let's see. It's 20k. You got 54,000 this run? So that's gonna be easy. So I'm gonna jump. Like 20k was a good warm-up. Now it's gonna be 75k.
75.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Okay,
That's a good one.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to get the wally first. That's a good strategy.
All right.
So shotgun into the wall.
Later on, I have a really crazy challenge for you. It's gonna be a thing.
Is it gonna include a certain special mode?
No, actually. Well, kind of. Yeah, actually, yes, we will.
The pacifist.
It's something
melee
that
only?
a lot of. Yeah, that's the one.
So, Jonas, like, talk about your background a bit, because I know you've worked on some really cool games in the past, before you did TXP as well, and I know you've done a ton of voice acting stuff too. So, like, what have you done in the past? What led you up until TXP, I guess?
Oh wow, that's gonna be a hefty long story, but I'm gonna keep it kind of shortish. So originally, I used to be like semi-sponsored skateboarder, I guess. Flow's the right term. So I used to skateboard a lot as a kid, and like kind of went all in with skateboarding. But then kind of music came, and I don't know, I just got kind of watched the way with music, started doing music, playing music. I got into mixing live, like bands live, recording bands, doing demos, singles, EPs, and then albums. And then while doing music stuff, I was like, man, this is what I want to do. And then I started like applying to schools, and it took me years to get to any school. And then I finally got into 2 schools at the same time. One was a school for building guitars, a luthier school. Because that's another hobby of mine from way back.
You're building guitars?
Yeah. But not anymore.
Where can I order one? That sounds awesome. That's alright, continue. Let's talk about that later.
Yeah, so I used to build guitars for just fun. Then I got into school for guitars and movie sound design. Like movie sound or multimedia sound. Yeah. Oh, wow, nice. I'm seeing everything in a bit of delay. But
So Jonas, we're listening, don't worry.
Don't mind me. I'm just way into this game at this moment.
Really eager to give away some Steam keys. Fuck, I suppose is the appropriate word to use for it.
I like hearing the voices first and seeing the gameplay later. But yeah, so indeed, I got to do schools at the same time, and then I went to the kind of movie sound design, multimedia sound design school, or sound school, whatever it's called. And then at the same time, I met one of my old friends from like band stuff, Yukio Kallio, because I kind of moved nearby where he lives. And Yukio Kallio is a video game composer. He's worked on Nuclear Throne, Luftrausers, Minute, and a bunch of other games. And so I met with him, and we started talking about video games. And I was like creating video games, because I knew that he made his own games. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, like, because I kind of dabbled in it previously in my life, but never really seriously. Right. Then he kind of showed me Game Maker and showed me how to make games, and I was hooked. Started making my own games. I joined like various forums, went to game jams and stuff. Just started making games all the time. And
because TXP is built in Game Maker, correct?
Yeah, all of my games. But that's gonna be a good story, actually. Yo, I have a good Tormentor X Punisher Game Maker story.
Okay.
So what was I saying? So yeah, started making my own games, and then I started making sounds for my games and music for my games, and that's kind of where it clicked. I was like, this is so much more fun than movies or music production for me. I was super into it, and then in game jams, I started joining as a sound designer rather than making my own games, and then that kind of led to kind of like via that people started kind of recognizing me as the sound person. And then I started to go to this local event called Indie Beer, which is organized by Petri Purvo, who made Crayon Physics and now making a game called Noita. And it's like a local meetup every month. And then over there I met a fellow called Joku, and he was making a game. He was like, hey, we need a sound designer. And then I said, okay, and I went to their office, and they were making a game called Badland.
Right.
So Badland was my first commercial game, well, like proper commercial game. And that became a pretty widely known hit game, like mobile hit game, with like 50 or 70 million downloads or something like that. And from there, around the same time, like after a year of working on Badland, I got asked by Yukio to want to join a jam with Jan Villen, like the Blambeer guys, to want to join up with them to make a jam game. And we made a jam game, and that became Wasteland Kings, which later on became Leafron.
Very cool.
So yeah, that's kind of like my beginnings of my career as a sound designer and voice actor.
Very cool. I mean, I think one of the cool things about that story is it seems like it's a lot of just meeting the right people who have cool ideas and like who have the inspiration to do stuff, and then making those collaborations happen. So it's a really fun story. I mean, I remember playing the original build for TXP, which you pitched this to us. This was before I joined Raw Fury, but I went back and played this a while ago just to kind of see what it was. And one of the things that kind of struck me was the music was there from the beginning, like at least that sort of that main theme was one of the first things, and this is before like just before the gameplay was where it is today and like all these things, but the music was one of those things that just pulls you in straight away and you just go, yes, this is cool. So that's awesome. One thing we need to do real quick is we need to tell the chat who won the first giveaway, and the winner of the first key is Panda Cabre.
Yes.
Panda Capre,
yes,
actually. So
that is correct.
Panda Capre, you are the winner of the first key. So we'll be sending that out after the stream. But hopefully that won't be the only key we give away, because we're going to reach 75k now.
Of course.
Okay, Wally first, and then we're going to get Wizard's Hat, and then we're going to get all the points. So, what was your
hello everyone
game
in the chat, and thank you. So yeah, but indeed the music, actually, I'm gonna quickly jump into the music. Indeed, I made actually, I think, after a weekend of making like the original prototype for Tormentor, I went to the studio and just made a song, and I was like, this is what I hear in my head when I'm like playing the game prototype. So I did that really fast, and I kind of dabbled in the other tracks as well, which kind of leads me to when I started making Tormentor properly, like after kind of signing with Raw Fury and stuff like that. That's around the time when Doom came out. The new version of Doom. And that was like full of similar music, and I was like, oh no, people are gonna think I'm a complete Doom hack now.
Man,
like,
I mean, like hats off to Mick Gordon. That soundtrack is really, really good. But I think you guys have taken it in different directions too. Like there's some stuff in TXP that I haven't heard in a game, to be honest. So I wouldn't. Yeah. And that's a good comparison. Like even if people say it's kind of like Mick Gordon's music in Doom, like that's a great comparison. And that's a compliment.
Yeah, I agree. It is a huge compliment. But yeah, it's you know that feeling of making something and you're like, oh, I have this thing, and then someone else comes with a really good thing, and you're like, oh no, like the comparison is there, and I was like, and I was kind of bummed for a minute. I was like, oh, not like bummed of the Doom music. I was like, shit, this is great.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, now people are gonna think I'm, copying them.
Right. But they copy you. That's.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. And then seeing his work process, he like posted a video and his talks. I think his PAX talk is on, or GDC talk is on YouTube, and his process is semi-similar to my process, but
very cool.
he just he's kind of different. He uses more synthesizers and stuff, and for me it was more organic sources, I guess.
Okay, so you went out and shot demons and recorded. So like, but,
Oh, funny, like most of the sound effects are also from the original prototype version as well.
so like, what was the process there? How did you make these sounds happen?
Let me think. That was a while ago. I mean, just like any other, like actually a lot of the voice effects stuff that I do in general, like be it Tormentor or Atomic Crops or Nuclear Throne or whatever, I use my vocals a lot.
Okay.
With most of the demon stuff, like when you hear like demons, like blood splat and stuff, that's just vocals. Good.
Speaking of blood splat, yeah, I just died. That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
And obviously you did the voice acting for the Worm Boy character that I'm playing, the purple guy.
Voice acted everything else except the main character. That's voice acted by Sa'and, and she's worked with me on a bunch of games like Broforce, Nuclear Throne, so on and so on. Bleed 2. Yeah. But yeah, let's go back to the original prototype Tormentor X Punisher and the Game Maker project.
So I'm having such a hard time focusing just with all the murder. But yeah, the original prototype.
I am one of the worst programmers in this. Like my logic is just out there, and everything is like 80% of the game is drag and drop. So in Game Maker you can drag and drop like code blocks, to say, or like logic blocks, and like let's say just the player character alone. If you like open the object file for the player character and like look at the programming of it, normally we have like a code snippet and it just says, this is what happens. Right. For me, it was like you'd scroll it, like you had the scrolling thing in like the Windows scroll thing, and it was like millimeter in size, and you could just scroll it forever. And it's like, I showed it to Ojiro, the creator of Downwell. I showed it to him, he was like, Jonas, what is this? And I remember I showed it to Bo, like the first time I threw the project file for Bo, who programmed this version. Right. He was like, I'm just gonna write all of this from scratch. I was like, yeah, okay, you go for it.
Really paid off, yeah.
Yeah. He's an eye.
Pretty great job.
Yeah.
So we're on the second boss, and Leo is down.
I am very much dead.
Yeah, I'm very confident.
I'm back! Let's go!
Yeah, we're good.
Let's stick together.
So like, what were the inspirations for this game? I feel like you mentioned one earlier, but
so Geometry Wars was my biggest inspiration. Like I said, we did like video game. It's like I always wanted to make a game like Geometry Wars.
Right.
It was kind of that. Like I've done millions of prototypes of like trying to do something like Geometry Wars, but I just saw Big Bones.
Yeah, we're really good.
No! So yeah, let's make games that look too much like Geometry Wars, like cheap knockoffs of it, and I was like, no, not cool, I don't want to do that. And then Tormentor was kind of like the first game where I kind of tried something else, and that was partly also because I worked with Tuukka in the very original stages of the game.
Yeah, he did the art, correct?
Yes, he did the art, like in-game art. Yeah. And then with him, we just like, every weekend we would just, hang out on Skype and just he would do sprites, I would program the game, and then he helped me out a lot, and he helped me with some like code stuff. And there's a lot of people who helped me with code stuff, like Yukio Kallio, JW. I mean, so many people helped me out.
How did you meet all these guys?
Ooh, well, Yukio, him I met from like band stuff from before, and then I kind of moved next door to him, and then well, like JW and stuff I know from forums, or like initially I know them from forums, like various just game making forums in the internet, and especially like game maker related stuff, a bunch of that stuff. Cool. And game jams, like most of my contacts I know from game jams or game events. Yeah. Just going to events, like how I got into Broforce was me showing Nuclear Throne at Minecon back in Florida ages ago. and that's where I met Broforce people, and we was like talking about Broforce, and I was doing like announcer voices for fun in the game, and then Evan from Broforce was like, "Hey, do you want to do the announcer for Broforce?" I'm like, "Sure."
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's all kind of organic like that. I'm really sorry, chat. I haven't been reading the chat that much. It's been chat.
Yeah, chat. If you have questions for Jonas Turner about EXP, about other projects, whatever it might be. Hey, someone, hold on a fucking second here. Someone just is in the high score. Let's both die a second. Who's done this? Who's gone and beat our score? Jerkbird! Jerkbird! We're coming for you, Jerkbird. This is personal now.
Alright.
Oh man, I can't believe this. Okay, we need to try harder. We need to get Wally. We need to get Wizard's Hat. That's how you win.
Orbital, the Isaan, aka Terminator something from Tormentor X Punisher, she's the same voice actor as Rebel. No, wait, Rogue. Yes, Rogue from. No, wait, Rebel. Oh, shit, I can't remember the names. And the bandit-looking one, not the police one, but the bandit-looking one from Nuclear Throne, and she's also the female voices of Broforce and Bleed 2. Chat. Yeah, we were planning on doing Wormboy as a playable character, like single-player playable character as well, maybe at some point. But let's see.
So what were some of the things that you worked on initially for TXP that ended up being changed during development? Like, was there any big system maybe or feature that you had one idea for and then in the end it just kind of changed?
Yes, actually the upgrade system was a bit different in the original prototype version. I can hear a classic moment.
Oh, too much fun. I've really missed playing TXP, to be honest.
Ooh,
I used to be good at this. I promise.
yeah, me too.
No problem. Come on, you can do it. Oh no, Crawl. This guy is the coolest music. I'll be honest, this is my favorite.
Which I realized later on that it's almost like one song from Red Alert.
It's like which one?
Oh no. It's like a song in Red Alert, Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Which one is
it? I'm like, oh no.
Is it Grinder? No.
Oh, I can't remember. It's it starts with like yells.
Is it Helmer? The classic one?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, we've almost got Wizard's Hat, and that's going to be a game changer. Because the thing about Wizard's Hat is every time you shoot your shotgun, it stuns everyone, and that stuns the shield bearers as well. And that's a big deal. So, oh, kill the guy. Oh, easy.
Boom!
Okay, we're 3,000 points away.
Let's go!
Don't fuck up, Leo! Don't fuck up! We did it.
Give me up! Give me up!
No. Okay, Jonas, keep talking. This is fun.
Oh no!
Yes!
Wait. Did you get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
75k, it's done. Now we just have to beat Jerkbird. Jerkbird. More like
Not
Jerkbird.
this guy again! God damn it, this guy always kills
Let's see. No problem, he's dead. On fire
To
now.
get a special surprise, I also drew a picture while waiting for the stream.
What did you draw?
I don't know.
Oh man,
I
you make me
drew a
look.
wizard.
Oh no! I already want to see.
Oh, come on! Oh!
We need the Wizard's Hat. We need it. I can't even see where I am. There I am.
Oh, I'm going down.
The cool thing about the game, one of the cool things about the game, is that when you play for a long time, the whole level is just covered in gore. And like right now, there's corpses everywhere, there's blood everywhere, there's a dead teammate somewhere. Okay.
But that means...
Wow, nice score.
We didn't beat Jerkbird.
No, but we beat 75k.
We sure did. So,
Yeah, that's a good score. Wow, 100k.
in the spirit of that, I guess the keyword is going to be Jerkbird. So if you try... Let me just see so I'm doing this right here. The giveaway plugin wasn't working before. Here we go. So if you type this in chat, follow the Raw Fury Games message there in the Twitch chat, Jerkbird, because that person has beat our high score and we're going to beat them right back. But for now, they're the winner. So
That's like an ultimate challenge. If you beat their score, like you are on top of them, that's another like, and that's like an extra code.
That's true. Is that so? That's the next challenge, I guess. We need to beat that because we did beat 100K there as well.
That's like a bonus challenge. That's like multiple codes.
But he's only at 111. I think we can do it. We're gonna try. But while we do that, there's a very interesting question in the chat there for you, Jonas, about the musical inspirations.
Yeah, I just noticed it myself too, and that's actually a good question because I have very weird answers for that. There's this Finnish artist called Huaratron. I'll just write it down. It's semi kind of a horrible word in Finnish, but
What does it mean? This is the stream where you can say whatever you want.
Yup.
it means what it sounds like. But yeah, he makes like really cool like crunchy like it's not like hardstyle music like hard, you know, like dang 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 da da da. It's not like that. It's more like kind of electro tempo but with like really distorted bass stuff.
Very cool.
And
That's
one of my
sit down, son.
Oh, sick! Let's go!
No! Wait, stay in the corner. No, stay in any corner. I'll crawl.
and then of course Meshuggah was a huge inspiration like metal wise, but like music wise that's pretty much it for Tormentor's inspirations music wise. I kind of tried to keep the game like the music of the game kind of uninspired by other artists, just to see like what happens. It was just maybe it was more inspired by like my past of working with various metal bands and just, you know, bringing forth the most dumbest ideas I could.
That's awesome. Alright guys, we're gonna see who wins this time. Let's see here who it's gonna be. It is, hang on, it's loading. It's gonna be Hellsnarl. Is that Hellsnarl? Is that an F? Hellsnarf.
Hellsnarf!
Hellsnarf, you've just won a copy of Tormentor X Punisher on Steam. Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Nice, congrats.
Fighter Scott!
No, oh man, we're getting shamed right now. We're so shamed. Two people are above us in the high scores. You guys. We're gonna fucking do this. Okay, Jerkbird, you're first, and we're gonna get Firefighter Scott. And ban you all from Discord. Never.
So yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, inspirations. We're talking about inspirations. So, Geometry Wars was one of the video game side that was my main inspiration.
What is Geometry Wars for the uninitiated in the chat? Like I remember.
Geometry Wars is a top-down arcade shooter game, much like Tormentor X Punisher, except it has like geographic. No, what am I talking about? It has like shapes of geometry in the game, like weird, like, you know, you'd have like a triangle enemy or like a diamond-shaped enemy and stuff like that. It's a really pretty game. I think it came originally on the Xbox Arcade, Live Arcade or whatever it's called. Like on the first, I think on 360 or even whenever that came out, I don't know. But it's an old game. And it also came out on the Nintendo DSi, or DS. It was like Geometry Wars Retro Evolved or something like that. And that's actually the version that I played. And I still to this day love that game. That's the best version of the game for me personally. But yeah, that was like pretty much my only like game inspiration really. Other than that, I would say like, of course, the usual like original Doom and stuff like that. Just, you know, just to say, mention names or like Hotline Miami or stuff like that, but they weren't really inspirations in the sense of, you know, I'm going to make a game like that. They were just, you know, genuine good games that I enjoyed. Oh, and a game called Titan Soul.
What is that?
Which had Titan Souls. It's just like, it used to be, it started off as a jam game as well, and it won Ludum Dare, or Ludum Dare, or however you pronounce that. It won that like years ago, and then they made like a commercial version of the game as well. In that game, you had one-shot bosses.
Yeah.
and that I enjoyed that idea so much. I was like, oh, that's such a cool idea, and I was like, one-shot everything, like that's I just felt so good, and I was like, that should like caught up, like that should be more mainstay, and because I personally enjoyed it. That's that feeling of, you know, everything counts. That's kind of what I wanted to do with Tormentor, and then other than that, like my inspirations have been animations and comic books, like the original Turtles, both comics and the original animation, and yeah, indeed. And then Super Jail, Prison Pit, a comic book / animation series called Prison Pit was like my #1 inspiration for the game. And then we have King Star King, that was a huge inspiration. Rick and Morty, Adventure Time, stuff like that. And actually, our promo artist John Vermilly worked on Rick and Morty and Adventure Time.
Oh, that's right. Super cool.
Yeah.
And he did the key art for the game, the stuff you'll see in the store. Run away! Run away! Oh! Oh, get good, Raw Fury. Yeah! Yeah, how about that? That's right.
We're trying.
Co-op is interesting, because when you're playing co-op, it's so much more hectic somehow. Because like, you don't know if someone's shooting the target already that's coming up behind you. It's so hard to stay on top. I'm not coming with excuses, chat, don't worry. We're just shit, that's what's happening. But we will become less shit as the stream goes on, I hope.
I mean, it is also slightly more difficult because the camera is different.
That's true, yeah.
If it gets bigger and things are smaller.
That is true.
I have a feeling that you are getting kind of semi-trolled here. I think they are playing on single player. Yes. But, you know, on co-op mode, so... it's kind of clever.
It is funny that co-op actually ends up being almost more difficult in some ways.
Yeah.
But I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Wizard's hat, come on! Yes, okay. Real talk.
Yeah, and I've had a great experience. Like, I kind of like... They actually... I'm talking out of my ass right now, because there is actually a game series that was a huge inspiration for the game. And that's a game series called Tapan.
Say again, sorry?
Like I just wrote it on chat. Tapan Kaikki game series, especially Tapan Kaikki 3.
Sorry, Jonas.
I'm very sorry for these noises interrupting you all the time, but this is intense.
Yeah.
Good gut shank first. That's tough. Woo! Reason being that gut shank, when you kill him, he spawns one of these big, what are they called, saw blades that just kind of loops around the level. Oh, it's a pain.
Yeah. We had so many ideas that just we didn't have time to put in the game really, or like play it properly. But there are some. We had some really cool ideas. Like I have like design notes. I should have brought my design notes. I'm an idiot for not bringing them. But yeah, we had some really cool designs for like extra bosses or like extra kind of traps and stuff for the game.
Right.
Like not your usual fire traps or anything like that, but something to make the game even hectier. I mean, I'm gonna keep it in my back pocket just in case anything.
So nothing you want to spill?
Maybe one boss idea I could build. So we had this idea for a boss. When you have like the level, it wouldn't be inside the level. It would be outside of the level, and you see these hands like grab the side of the level, and just a boss looking at you like spitting laser or whatever, and you dodge it, and you have to like kill it from inside the level. You have to kill something that's outside of the level from inside the level, kind of a thing. That was kind of fun, and having random weird stuff like that. Or like one idea that I had, you know those like marble games where you have like a marble in a maze?
Yeah.
That's why access to kind of get them all to goal. And I had like kind of stuff like that in mind for the game as well. But then again, that would be in a crazy overhaul of everything, so maybe not like that.
Makes sense. So we need to get this guy ASAP. Oh, I'm very dead.
Leo!
Oh, and
win!
like
Beautiful.
All right.
I'm to the right.
you see Big Bones like
Watch out for the
sucking in enemies and spitting like these
I
scorpions.
can't see you.
I'll crawl up. Say again, Jonas?
So like Big Bones, he like kind of sucks in all the enemies and spits gore at you, or like those gore balls. originally those Gorballs were supposed to be new enemies. Like he eats enemies and he makes like combinations of what enemies he has like chewed.
Oh, sick.
Like spit in like just these random balls of like either like magic or shields or just something that runs at you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was
Die, snitch, you fucker! There you go.
what was the challenge for this run? Oh, to beat Jerkbird. That's right.
We gotta beat Jerkbird. Jerkbird is the worst person. He's good at support. And then we need to work our way to Firefighter Scott, who is even better. We are really close to getting Wizard's Hat, so I want us to get that.
I'm trying.
That'll be a game changer. So Jonas, talk a little bit about the actual process of making the music.
Oh, we got it.
Okay, so the music, it was how would I? So at first I would just like grab a guitar or whatever instrument like was the main key for a boss.
Yeah.
Then we start like recording just riffs and stuff. After I knew what I kind of want musically from the track, I would then play everything again, kind of thinking about the boss, how the boss would be in. If I would see the boss live right now, what would their like kind of physical appearance be? How do they move, kind of thing? And I would kind of play, let's say, Big Bones. Let's say easy example. It's like this huge, sluggish creature. I would just play the riffs like like
Getting into
move
character.
a bit. Yeah. So like, it's not perfectly in tempo. It's kind of designed to kind of swim around the tempo a bit, kind of giving a kind of a weird pull for the music. And then when we recorded stuff like drums, we had like a real drum set. Drums played by Mikko Saarinen, my good friend of mine, who now works at Next Games as a sound designer. And he would play the drums, and I would route the bass drum through a bass amplifier and have distortion through that, and then the snare drum would go through a guitar amplifier, and I would record that as well. So we get like like distortion on top of everything.
That's really good.
It's really fun.
We just beat Jerkbird.
Whoa, that's nice.
That's the Wizard's Hat. That's what that is. Oh no. Yeah, Scott, we got you. Okay, I guess we're giving away 2 keys now.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see how far we can push this. But yeah, this is like what's happening right now. I think this is one of the reasons that TXP is so damn fun. It's when you manage to get these power-ups and you start pushing into higher scores and you start to reach the like later stages. It's when it gets really, really intense. I mean, it goes from being really intense to being insanely intense.
If you get 150, it's gonna be free.
We just did.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I got. I'm delayed. Oh,
No!
Damn.
I got you.
No problem. Easy. Okay. Do we still have a boss? Yeah, we do. What the fuck?
No!
Unfair.
That was such a good run, though.
That was a really good run. Nice.
Oh yeah, it's ended. I was expecting you guys to lose. Oh no.
Alright, we're number 1 again. That's all that matters.
Oh,
number
Karian
1.
killed both of you at the same time. What? That was a good moment.
That was really good.
Wow.
All right,
run.
so it's giveaway time again. Let me see.
That was actually a really good run. Like for solo, I would be super happy for that score. So with co-op, that's actually really good. Damn.
We need,
Wow.
to push further. Definitely do a couple more runs. So what's the keyword for the chat this time? What are we gonna ask people to write?
Twerp.
To work. There's a story behind that.
Yes.
So type it in the chat. you have a
So
chance to win.
the demon that taunts you when you die, his name is Twerp. But Twerp holds a key for a bigger secret.
Okay. Do we need to beat the game to find out what that is?
Yeah.
Oops, antipode. Beautiful. Is that how you do it? Yes. No, I can't. It's Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Cool.
What
So,
else? I thought oh, I'm gonna tell a secret because a lot of people have difficulty killing priestess.
all right.
There's actually multiple ways of killing priestess. There's at least 2 risky ways. Of one is kind of a bug, but it's such a good bug that we just kept it in the game. And there's another that's also slightly kind of a bug, but another thing that we noticed earlier in the process of the game, and we're like, yeah, that's cool, let's leave that in. So, the main way of killing Priestess is when she goes underground and starts spitting at you, you have to shoot her face with a shotgun, which means she will again burrow underground, move around the underground a bit, come up and shoot at you, and then she flies away unarmored. And that's you have to hit her face, and
that's
she dies.
when her color changes a bit, she becomes a bit brighter, right?
Yeah, but you can indeed melee kill Priestess. So you can actually smack like the priest behind Priestess. There's like this priest on kind of like the stinger, like in the very rear of Priestess. If you smack that, you kill Priestess on the spot. There's also a video where someone killed all the bodies on. Like right before they spawn, there's one frame. If you hit at the right time on that frame where the bodies spawn, they're gonna spawn. This is really crazy.
So, that's one of the, I think, interesting things about TXP in general is it's quite simple to get into. Like picking it up and just playing, it's quite easy to start, but it really has a deceptive amount of depth, right? Like there's so many things that even now just talking, like I've played a bunch of this in the past, and you're telling me things now that I had no idea about, right? Which is one of the things that makes it exciting, and I think especially for people who are pushing towards those really high scores. Like there was, looking earlier, there was someone who had a high score in single player of 700,000, and that's today. That's not an all-time score. That's today. That is really cool. So some folks can really push to the high scores, and it's all about learning those little tricks in order to do that. I think that's one of the things that you really pulled off nicely with TXP.
Yeah, and there's a melee attack in the game that a lot of people don't know about, and that's also like semi-deliberate in a sense. But like if you don't have any bullets on your machine gun and you press the same button, you hit a melee attack. And you can actually use that melee attack for a lot of things. Like you can hit back a wizard's bullet. Like if you hit a wizard's bullet, you can bounce the bullet back. And that also works for Godshank. So if Godshank shoots you with a circular saw, you can punch the saw back at him. And also you can melee attack shielders through their shields, which is kind of a really risky tactic, but sometimes it's really handy if you're in a tight spot and you're like, oh no, a shielder, just go and smack them and they die.
Very cool.
Well, it's not as easy, but you know, you can do it.
Cool. So we're gonna give away 2 more keys right away, and the first one is going to
Koa's.
Nope. Yes.
Koa's 23. Congratulations.
Just want a key. We'll be sending these out after the stream, and the other one, key number 4, goes to
McKellar?
McKellar. It sounds like McKellar. Goes to poor eyesight, apparently, from the 2 of us.
And I even have glasses.
Yeah. No excuses. Cool. So what we're going to do now, I think, Jonas, we need another challenge, because there's no one in the community who can beat us now. We're number 1.
Okay.
Supreme.
So, you have to survive 2 minutes without killing anything.
Challenge accepted. Let's do it.
Okay.
Apparently, you can get an upgrade called Fangs, which is a really good upgrade from shielders by backstab them with your shotgun at point blank range. I didn't know that.
So it bounces on the shield back to themselves?
Yeah, apparently, I don't know. Wow.
We gotta really let these guys.
It's totally unintentional, but that's actually pretty good.
We're doing good, man. We're doing good.
Are we allowed to step on the circles?
No.
Yes. That's okay. That's okay. That's technically not killing an enemy. That's just denying spawn.
Denying them.
But good luck resurrecting anyone. That's not gonna happen this run.
Kill me, man.
I really want to.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crawl. Okay. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna definitely beat this. Ooh, chaos with more chaos in the name is Quas. Love it. That's a really good name. Okay, no shooting.
Alright, we're sticking together, or?
I don't know. I think maybe actually it's a bad idea to stick together in this particular instance. Maybe we should be going separate ways. But probably same direction. I don't know. Like
Maybe you can try to confuse the enemies a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
At times when it looks hairy, you can
But here's the problem, right? If we fail, you're gonna be overwhelmed from all sides.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 30 seconds. This is fine. We're
Actually, this is a thing that I don't think this is super unprofessional of us. Actually,
what's that? Say again?
I don't think we have play tested pacifist mode on co-op. So this is gonna be a new experience for me as well, but it should work.
We're trying again. We're gonna try this again. We'll go back to we'll do a couple more attempts, and then we'll go back to normal gameplay
Wow.
maybe. But yeah, like one of the fun things as well is the whole mechanic we were talking about earlier. Like everything dies in one shot, including yourself, which is a real core thing in TXP. But you're talking as well about like how some bosses you have to shoot them at the right time. Like, what are the different examples of that for someone who hasn't played the game?
Yeah. Wait, what did you say?
Like, what are the different ways to kill the bosses, basically?
So, all of the bosses kind of act as mini puzzles, like mini action puzzles. Like you have Golem who holds a rock in front of their like chest. Then they throw the rock, and when they lift the rock, you can see an area, like which is like clearly a vulnerable. How do you say that word in English? Vulnerable area. And vulnerable. That's such a hard word for me. Vulnerable area, and you have to shoot there, and then they die. Or like Big Bones is always covered in farts. You have to find a way, or wait for them to go away from farts to kill them. And there's stuff like that. Or like Priestess, you have to shoot her, like kind of come up with the tactics to kill her. And then you have something like Gottschalk. Like if you shoot Gottschalk with the machine gun, he will take your bullets and build robots out of those bullets.
Right.
So you have to kill him with a shotgun. Okay. So there's stuff like that. Or like Craw, you have to just wait for the like Craw to charge at you and like kind of stun himself, and that's when you get to kill him. Stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna save you, Leo.
Please save me.
In a future game, I'm gonna save you, but not in this game. I might try. I'm not gonna try. If you just crawl to a corner, maybe we can make this work.
Oh yeah.
Someone
one of the
asked
fun things in co-op too is you can actually crawl around.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can totally, crawl around. So, Big Bones, will Big Bones still spawn the worms? That's if you insta-melee kill him. I don't know. The insta-melee kill is kind of a bug that we just left in the game because it's kind of cool. I mean, it's like, that's the cool thing about working with Bo as well. We made all these systems so that even if something works kind of buggy, it still doesn't break the game. It just works. Like, congratulations, you found another way to kill the boss.
It's still gonna be really hard anyway.
Oh yeah, that's like more harder than the regular gameplay.
Right. So
yeah, 2 minutes. Surprisingly hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard. So like, what's the game's been out for a year. What is?
Yes.
You don't have to choose one thing, but like, what is the area of the game you're the proudest of?
I mean, just the fact alone that there's a commercial game out there made by me and my friends.
Yeah.
Like me, Bo, and Tuka. Like as a core team, me, Bo, and Tuka made a game.
That's it.
And that's kind of what I'm the most proud of. And the fact that it was Tuka's first commercial game. And now he works as a game designer in a company. And that's like, to me, that's, you know, I am super proud of that. For the fact that he found a way to get into games. Like at first he actually, with Tormentor, after Tormentor he went and worked at Rockstar for a bit. Okay. And from Rockstar he now went to this other company, which name I don't remember. But I'm really bad with names in general, so it's
right.
Not them, it's just me. But yeah, that's like the biggest thing. And I guess I personally just like I like the systems he created. Like the systems I'm proud of, like the reload mechanic, like finding an alternative to your normal reload mechanic is something that I really like.
How did you come up with that idea? Because what you do when you run out of bullets with your machine gun is you shoot your shotgun to reload your machine gun. Like, how did you come up with that?
So I've always always in my life, since as a kid, like I always hated reloading in video games. That's always felt like waste of time, and it kind of feels like I don't know. I'm kind of should I say this? Fuck it. So to me, it feels like easy game design in a sense, where it's such an easy thing to do. Oh, just reload or cooldowns, and these both just don't feel fun to me. That's time away from the player actually playing the game. That's the player waiting for the game.
Okay.
And I don't like that. I kind of like when things are snappy. I guess that's also the kind of skateboard or music mentality of, you know, just going out there and doing stuff.
Right.
Waiting is not doing, so that's waiting. Well, I guess that could be defined as doing, but it kind of sucks. So yeah, I just wanted to get away from reloading. I was thinking how to cram weapons, more weapons in the game, and how to make everything kind of, how to make the player have everything from the get-go, but at the same time make them have meaning. And then I was just trying, like, okay, machine gun. I was like, what if? It was just a what if thing. I was like, what if the other button is a shotgun, but why would the player like use shotgun over the machine gun? Because the machine gun is far and fast. I was like, what if the machine gun has bullets, but then it gives the player an incentive to use the slower, more close combat weapon of shotgun to reload the machine gun so they can use the other weapon. And then it just kind of hit me. I was like, oh wait, that's actually a pretty good idea. Then I tried it and it worked, and I was like, okay, wow. And then actually showing the game at Gamescom with Raw Fury, like the first event we went to, I was talking with, oh no, horrible name memory. He used to work at, maybe still works at Amazon, like the gameplay partner on Amazon.
Okay.
A fun fella, and he was like talking about like fire bullets and stuff, and I was like, it's actually not a bad idea. I kind of had a idea for like a grenade system, but I didn't like that. And then the fire system, I was like, oh, wait, what if the last bullet of the machine gun is a fire bullet? So now instead of having only one firing mode, now you have two firing modes.
Yeah.
And then around the same time, I was like, what if the last bullet of the machine gun is also another attack, which became the melee attack?
Right.
So now we had three weapons in one. And then we had the shotgun that would reload your machine gun, but also having the shotgun react with everything else in the game. So suddenly the shotgun becomes multiple weapons that you upgrade as you play the game automatically. And then I was like, that's the system. And I'm super proud about that.
It works out really nicely too, so it's good stuff.
Thanks. Yeah.
There was a question in the chat about the leaderboards. So when you play co-op, the leaderboard is different. We're right now, because we're co-oping, we're only competing with people who are on the co-op leaderboards. But there's a normal leaderboard as well for the single player mode. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yep. There's single player, local co-op, and then there is hard mode leaderboards as well.
We need to, Okay, after this game, we're doing hard mode.
So
I want you to give us a challenge in hard mode after this one.
Hard mode, 25k. Let's start.
20.
That's cool. Come on. You are at 6k.
Where'd this guy come from? What's that? Oh yeah, hard mode it is. So to get to hard mode, we need to first run to a one of these like pentagram circles, and then run back to the middle and get that one.
Oh, actually, we do have another leaderboard as well, which is the offline leaderboard. Like if your game cannot connect to Steam or you don't have internet, you can still enable offline leaderboard, which is your computer's local leaderboard.
Right.
That's what we use at events and stuff. It's already like coded in the game. So, what is your favorite movies? Do any movies inspire your games with music and sound effects? Yes, they do. My favorite movies? Oi. That's okay. So, I have kind of so hard to choose a favorite, right? So, there's a movie called Snatch. I really like that movie. That's a really good movie. It has Brad Pitt, Jason Statham. Who else?
What else, Dags?
Yeah. That's the movie. That's really good. It's by Guy Ritchie. It's such a good movie. I highly
Great soundtrack too.
Oh yes, indeed. That's a really good movie. And then a movie called Stalker from Tarkovsky. It's a really good Russian movie, actually.
Very good.
Really good movie. It's really it's a long-paced movie, a really slow-paced, long movie. But the atmosphere in the movie and the theme and the things that they do in the movie are just simply, and the way how they filmed it, and they had to refilm a lot of the movie. And it also has a really sad story, like in real life. That movie was I think Tarkovsky himself and a bunch of the crew sadly died from filming the movie, from radiation sickness or something like that.
Okay.
But it's a really good movie. Highly recommend it.
So if you were wondering why we were pointing like that in chat, it's because we played hard mode, we didn't beat the challenge, but we beat Jertberg. That felt really good. Cool. So,
Yeah,
okay,
Snatch is really.
Alright, let's do hard mode again. The Snatch is really good. I've never seen the store. Oh, hang on, yes. There we go. No, wrong. Oops. Good thing this game is quick. There we go. Hard mode. Demons are pissed.
Yeah, what else? Also, Guy Ritchie's what's the Sherlock Holmes movies by Guy Ritchie? Like the two new ones. Well, new ones. They are really good, and especially sound-wise. I really like the sound in those movies. And the second movie, there's this forest scene where the forest is like slow motion. Like stop playing. It's so good. Like I got like crazy shivers from seeing in the movie theaters. I was like, oh, okay, yes, let's go. Then I guess music-wise movies, I really liked. What was the space movie with Hans Zimmer music in it? Besides every other space movie.
Was it Interstellar? Or?
Interstellar, that's the one, yeah. I really like the music in Interstellar. But sound effects wise, these are not good movies as such. They kind of suck as movies. Transformers movies, but I really like the sounds in those movies though. The sound design is really on point.
What do you think of the new Blade Runner one?
Oh, I liked it. It was really good. As a movie, it was really, really good. And all in all, it was really good. And also, the original Blade Runner, like, classic movie. What the hell? Star Wars, of course. Oh, WALL-E. Sounds, movie and plus sounds-wise, WALL-E is just...
Is that where the inspiration from the WALL-E power-up comes from?
Yeah. It's awesome. It's double inspiration. One is the WALL-E movie, that's kind of wanting to, throw it out there, but also from skateboarding.
Right.
So in skateboarding, you can do WALL-Es where you kind of like jump on the wall a bit, like just kind of like kiss the wall a bit. That's like, I would call that a WALL-E.
Just as you said WALL-E, we unlocked WALL-E in the game, so it's good.
Yeah.
And it saved us.
Yeah, actually, really saved it. Big time, actually. So, Jonas,
like, there's a lot of good TV series though. Like The Wire. Wire is brilliant. Breaking Bad, of course. But yeah, The Wire. That was. Oh, and there's a new one from the creators of The Wire, or the creator of Wire, called. What was it called? It's a new series. No. How can I forget it?
what's it about?
It's like 1970s kind of mafia plus like porn industry. Sounds a bit weird. Oh, like not just porn, but like prostitution and stuff like that. But it's a really good series. It's actually a really good. It's the same people who made The Wire with that, and it's called Seduce. That's the one. Yeah,
Okay.
Seduce. That's a really good one. But those are more like just good TV series kind of a thing. But yeah, what you would think?
Yeah, it's been a year since we launched TXP, or it will have been by the time Saturday comes around. What have you been up to since?
So, other than promoting Tormentor, going to award shows with Tormentor.
Yes, it got nominated for the IGA.
IGF?
Yes.
IGF, yes.
Yep.
The IGA award.
Correct. Yeah,
IGF. That was really cool.
I'm super proud about that. When you talk us about like proud moments, that's definitely a high point in my life in general. Not just career, but life as well. Because I remember going to GDCs like years ago, and seeing people go to the IGF and talk about the IGF. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I don't like. I was like, I never really thought that I would be in that crowd, you know. And now, never like work-wise, I never really thought about it. But then with Nuclear Throne, we actually got a honorable mention from the IGF.
Right.
And then Downwell, we actually were nominated for the GDC Awards, or what's it called, like the game something, Developers' Choice Awards or whatever. So GDC Awards. We got nominated for that, but that wasn't for sound or anything. But then to be nominated with your own game in IGF is just another thing. That's to me still to this day mind-bogglingly like cool. Yeah, and then talking about awards, we also won the Game Music Awards, was it? Yeah, Game Music Awards. Well, we won like the audience award at the Game Music Awards, which is, of course, the real award.
That's the one that matters. Yeah. Did you just kill Gutshank instantly?
Yes, I did.
We're getting good at this. We should compete.
Wanna see replay? Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, have I been watching Better Call Saul? I did a bit, like first season, but it was a bit slow for a bit. Like I had to get back. I mean, I know it's a good show. And Bob Odenkirk is in it. Like he's a great actor, but you know, it's just one of these. I haven't found the right mind space to jump into the program properly,
Right.
and I need to do that.
I feel like
Sure.
Better Call Saul is my kind of lay down on the couch and relax show, and it's nice that there are shows like that as well sometimes.
Yes.
So it's
for
really
sure.
good. But I
really-
like you mentioned one thing earlier. Sorry for interrupting you, but like you mentioned a game earlier called Atomic Crops.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
And
talking
from-
about going over. That's how my brain works. I just branch out like an hour later. I'm like, oh yeah, this thing. But
It's barely working with all this action, so it's all good.
No!
Okay, we're gonna try one more normal run. But yeah, like we announced Atomic Crops a while back. We haven't really shared a lot about it, but if you're interested, there is some tidbits on our website at rawfury.com that you can check out. And this is a really cool game that we haven't talked much about yet. And we're not going to go into specifics about like what the game is, but you are somehow involved with that, Jonas. You want to talk about that?
yeah, indeed. So like you asked what I've been working since Tormentor, and been promoting Tormentor. Then I worked on a bunch of games. I'm gonna creep up to Atomic Crops, don't you worry. So, I worked on a game called Super Tower. During this time, I worked on a game called Planetoid Pioneers. They've been making the game for years, and I just jumped last summer to kind of help out with the sound stuff. They were like desperately in need of sound help, so we jumped in with that. And then I worked on a game called Jumper, JMPR. During this time, what else? Shit, I worked on a bunch of games since. A game called Badland Brawl. I worked on that. What else? What else?
A lot of
Yes, I
projects,
know
huh?
this one. Yeah, there's a few games I can't announce yet. Oh, a game called Bleak Sword. I'm working on that. It's super fun as well. And then a game called The Ordinary Highway. I'm working on that. And then, indeed, Atomic Crops.
Very cool.
And that's been really fun. I wonder how much I can say about it, but doing the sound design and music for Atomic Crops as well. And it's gonna have an interesting design because I want to make everything kind of 100% organically in the game. Like
Right.
all the sound effects, all the music and stuff are gonna be like acoustically produced. Like I don't know if you can see, this is my workroom where I'm streaming at right now. I have all kinds of stuff back there.
I looked and died. Sorry, Leo.
I got you up. Let's get out of here.
So I have like all kinds of stuff over there, like my Foley room or sound design rooms, I'd say. So I'm recording like all the footsteps myself. Weapons, today I recorded weapons for the game, which is just me like banging lots of random like trash cans or filling a box full of just random metal chunk, like hitting, and it goes like so, recording guns sounds like with more kind of custom handmade stuff. And also the music's gonna be all acoustic, maybe with acoustic instruments. Like there's no electric bass, no electric guitar, synthesizers, none of that stuff. Everything's gonna be acoustic. Yeah, it's gonna be all acoustic. It's gonna be super interesting. I'm trying to
I
make like
can't wait to share more about that game as well.
yeah, same here. Like I don't know how much I can really talk about it, but like it's gonna be a thing, and I'm planning on like releasing small videos during development. Like our release, announcement video of like me working in the game was one of these videos. Just me, plowing the ground. Like kind of iconically, hey, Atomic Crops, I'm plowing the ground and recording it, yeah. And like next week I'm gonna go to the forest and actually spend a whole day just recording ambiences in a forest and like forest sounds in general for like the ambient stuff and so on and so on and so on. It's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, like that's a game that TXP fans might really dig as well. It's gonna have a fair amount of intensity to it.
Yeah,
but again,
top-down shooters.
Sorry, what was that?
It's a top-down shooter as well. Top-down shooting elements are in the game.
Exactly. Yeah, we're not going to spoil too much about that today, but it's really cool that you're on board with that, and it's going to be a great fit. So I think this is going to be our last run for this stream. We'll see how far we can take it. If you have any last questions for Jonas Turner, please drop them in the chat, and we'll get to those. Otherwise, Jonas, is there anything you want to tell people watching tonight?
Let's see. I'm just reading the chat at the same time. Just checking really quickly. So yeah, Atomic Crops has the art guy from Nidhogg 2, Toby Dixon. And the fun thing about like this quick little Atomic Crops tidbit thing. So when I played Nidhogg 2, I was like, wow, it is one of my favorite looking games of all time. Not just lately, but all time. The graphic style is so it works for me so well. And the backgrounds, you have like a tree with a face, looking around. That's the kind of stuff I just like. And I remember playing the game. I was like, man, I want to work with Toby on some game someday because these graphics are just. I would love to bring sound for his stuff.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, Atomic Crops, he's working on it, and now I get to work on it. It's like, oh wow, damn, that happened.
It's the perfect mix, seriously.
It's gonna be great. And Danny's in the chat as well. He's
oh yeah, exactly. Danny Wynn. It was, those you could say that the dude who started it all with Atomic Crops.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Hey Danny, how's it going? Oh, I'm shooting the blades in my head. This is our final run for the evening. We'll see if we can get a good score. I think if we reach 100k, 100k, we'll give another Steam key away for Tormentor X Punisher to celebrate the birthday.
The first person to name all the bosses of Tormentor X Punisher in the chat is gonna get a key.
That's really good.
And
no! Okay, that's
actually all the basic bosses. If you actually guess all the bosses, that's a extra key.
All right. So that's the final challenge here from Jonas himself. If you can name all of the bosses, all the basic bosses in the chat, have a chance to win a key. And for the IGF folks who typed that earlier, the winner is gonna be Orbital Game Dev. Congratulations, Orbital Game Dev. You've also won a Steam key.
Congrats, yeah.
Alright, so we'll see if anyone can beat Jonas' challenge here in the chat as well. The chat. Well, cool. So wrapping up, I guess, Jonas, it's been really fun to sit here and scream while killing demons with you. It's been great to hear some cool TXP stories and some of the background there.
Thank you. Yeah.
1 year and people are still kicking your asses in the high scores. What's your highest ever score that you've gotten in TXP?
I can't remember. I'm on the leaderboards. That's my best score of like the released game. Of course, like during development, you get like crazy scores, but they don't count. But like I can't remember. It's like 300,000 something.
Right.
I guess that's it. We have people with millions, literally millions, and like there's some incredible scores, and I was like, that must be hacked, but no, they are. They are not. And I don't understand. Let's see. Gotcha. Awesome. Big Bone, Snitch, Craw, Golem, Princess. Oi! They went with the extra boss as well. Is that all?
Fuck it. Now, he missed Carrion, but he wrote that later. Firefighter Scott.
And Carrion. Yeah.
Are we missing one?
Well, that's it. Yep, that's it.
that's it. And like on that
got
note,
it.
I'm just gonna play the Carrion main theme real quick because it's so good. So let me pop that up real quickly.
You know, Carrion is the one that killed us the most.
Carrion kicks our ass. One really cool thing as well for the TXP folks, if you haven't been made aware, Jonas, you know what this is? This is a vinyl TXP. That's the full soundtrack. You can pick this up on the internet. Super cool. So this has the full soundtrack as well, which is super cool.
Yes.
There you go.
Please do.
Pretty damn awesome. So Firefighter Scott, you're on our list now for getting a Steam key. So it's gonna be Panda Capre, Hellsnarf, Quas23, McKellar, Orbital Game Dev, and Firefighter Scott. Congratulations, guys. We're gonna be sending you Steam keys right after this. And to everyone in the chat who checked out the game and hung out with us, thank you very much for joining. It's been great. Jonas, thank you super much for joining and taking the time to talk some crazy video games. It's been really fun. Any last words from you?
Thank you. I mean, thank you for everyone, especially everyone playing the game. Like everyone who's been playing the game, double, especially people who still play the game. Like I see, like something like Dirtbird, or someone like Dirtbird and stuff like that. Kind of every now and then when I play the game, I see their name in the list. I'm like, that's to me, that's just awesome seeing people coming back, and there's a community in general. And yeah, thank you for playing the game, buying the game, being in the chat, and just generally being cool people.
Good people. Thank you very much, everybody. That's been our stream. We'll jump into the gameplay trailer for TXP, and that's all for us at the Raw Fury stream now. We'll be back next week. It's a very different stream on Thursday. We're going to announce some details on that pretty soon, but you definitely won't want to miss that. So thanks again for everyone who joined. Jonas, thank you very much. Hopefully we'll beat your score of 300,000 one day. And until then, it's been great, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's a great one. Have a good one.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Punisher! Let's fucking do this! Get some! Come finish! Eat check, you fuck! Punisher! Bring it! Oh, yeah!
5 minutes of peace! It's our new record! What's that?
Fuck yeah!